Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is actually of Overwatch, and it's mainly for a new feature that was added to PTR that, if everything goes good, probably is going to make it to live servers. Probably is already going to live servers. There's not really much of a doubt there. But Jeff and basically Blizzard, they did a video basically showing us and telling us about this new feature. This new feature is called Workshop, and what it actually does, it gives you a little bit of a, let's say, of a developer mode, sort of, when it comes to creating custom matches and so on. Now, do get in mind that this Workshop does not allow you to change the maps, and it does not allow you to change the characters visually or something like that. You can, technically speaking, make sort of your champion, your hero, with by limiting him or changing the abilities, something like that. Make sort of like the combined hero for you, what it would be perfect. But that's not even what we're going to go about, because I didn't actually test that part yet. I haven't understood how that goes. So what I'm going to do is I am here on PTR. If you don't know how to get on PTR of Overwatch, it's really simple. On the Blizzard launcher, there's an option when you go into the select the servers, you press it. It should be the first option, and it's the PTR. It's basically a test server where you can test things before they go into the live servers. And here it is. So in order to use this feature, what you have to do is you go on the custom lobbies thing in order to find a game and so on. And what you do is you go into create. It will create you a lobby. Usually it only allows friends to get in and so on. You can make it like, you know, maybe put like invite only or something like that. But how do you actually start messing around with the so-called the workshop? Really simple. You just go onto settings, and here it is. It is here, but how does this work? It's really complicated, to be honest, but it's also simple after you know how to use it. And if you have developing skills, you probably are going to be able to use this like really simple. In order to actually to help us, they did already some presets here. As you can see, there's these different presets. This one, for example, Molten Floor. What is this? This is a mode where you cannot touch the ground. So you have to use champions, for example, like Lucio or so on. It doesn't, like, it can go through the entire match without having to touch the ground. If you do touch the ground, you'll be set on fire, and therefore you're going to lose health. The one ultimate, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you only have one ultimate per game. The hide and seek, this one is one that a lot of people have been trying to sort of do on their own. Now with this preset, which is for the workshop, you're going to be able to use it. Then you have the double jump, which I'm guessing that every single champion or hero is going to be able to double jump. The fire dome, not entirely sure how that works, but you can always test it out. These are the examples. These are the normal ones you can use it. The balanced mystery heroes. This one, for example, is something that a lot of people have asked, where the mystery heroes should have like this team composition of maybe like 2 tanks, 2 supports, 2 DPS, right? And you never get that. Like, sometimes you will go on a match without even having a support or even a tank, which is really, really weird and really hard to play with. The mirrored deathmatch. This is basically like mystery heroes, but instead of changing the heroes every time you die, what it does do is every 1 minute, every single person in the entire game will have a different champion, but everyone is always the same champion. So the entire match is composed of one champion overall. So everybody plays that same champion. But every 1 minute, everybody changes to another champion, and always being the same champion over the entire players of the game, okay? The zombie one, I did test with this one out. This is actually really cool. There's 2 different characters, 2 different heroes on this game mode, and it's basically Soldier and Reaper. What this happens is you all start off as soldiers, and you can only run. You literally can only run. You cannot shoot, you cannot heal yourself, you can't throw grenades, nothing. You can just run. So this is what you do. You run through the entire map, running away, and actually trying to survive without actually letting yourself die by the Reapers. And the Reapers will go through the map with everything available for them. They can shoot, they can teleport, they can go in ghost mode, and so on. And they have to go after you guys, and if they kill you, you become a Reaper. So it basically a round ends when everybody is either dead or when the time ends. And if the time ended while you're still a soldier, you'll gain points. If you do kill people as Reaper, you gain points. If you kill yourself, you lose points. So sort of you have here an idea. These are just some of the different ideas that you can actually create with this. But right now we're going to hop into one, and here we are. So this is the workshop. It looks pretty simple. There's nothing really here, but what do you need to do? You need to add a rule, and here you have conditions and actions. All right, I can't actually explain you this in depth because I'm not a developer. I don't have any sort of experience with this. But let's imagine, for example, that you want to do some sort of a... This is a mode that I already been thinking of, which is called the gun game. Where, as if you may know from other games, gun game is a game where you start off with one gun. And if you kill with that gun, you pass on to the next one. The same thing I would love to see here, where I would create, where everybody would start with the exact same champion. There would be this same list for every single person in the game, right? But every different game, it would be a different list. It would be a randomized list, okay? And it would never be the same thing on different matches, but it would always be the same thing for every single player on that match, of course. And when you would get a kill with that person, with that hero, you would go into the next one. And in order to win the game, you would have to go through the entire 20 different heroes that were set to your list. This is sort of my idea. I don't know how to do it, to be honest, but here you can add conditions where you... Basically, conditions like when are the condition, like for example, if all players are not on an objective, something happens. There's many different things, and there's a lot to study. Okay, there is literally a lot here. But if you're a developer and if you ever already have some sort of experience with gaming, sort of developing, you may actually know how to use this. Not in the best way, probably, but you can still do it. They also said that they did this one thing on purpose. So they also did this one thing in order to help us a little bit. So imagine that the mode you want to create is somehow close to one of these, right? Go here and you apply this preset. And what you're going to do after is you go on the workshop, and here it is. Everything that it was set up for that same... for that same mode that you just loaded, the preset, right, is now here. And what you can do is now see what are, for example, the conditions and what are the actions. So you can sort of have an idea how this works. And therefore, you can actually learn a little bit by exploring and reading and understanding what they're doing here. Like, for example, I am not entirely sure if you can do this. Like, for example, if I do this. Yeah, so a normal preset will not allow you to save it preset. So, this is the one which I was talking about. Okay, this is the gun game. This was one that I saved. You can save a preset out of somebody else's, workshop build. And then you can just see what they have and change anything that you want. For example, as you can see here, this person has managed to... What they did was they put it global variable and then put it every single hero, append to array hero. So I can't understand what this is, but I'm guessing like if you start off with this champion, maybe Anna, then you'll go to other champions, the other heroes. I'm not entirely sure. Swap to random. Like here it is. Here's a part of the swap to random. So what this initial one does is how you start off. The swap to random. Okay, the swap to random, set ultimate charge, event player variable. So I'm guessing this part, for example, is that even if you die, you still remain with the ult, so you don't lose the ult. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you kill one person. So if you were to kill one person, I mean, at least the ultimate should go for the next hero as well. Kill, swap to random. So here it is. These are the presets, for example, for it. Now, in order to obtain these presets, what you can do is you enter other people's games and you save them. Okay? Or you can always do this. You go here, press on that little button, and you go into, you visit the forums. In the forums, there will be things in teaching you how to use this. There will be doubts taken out. There's going to be maybe some new modes, the instructions on how to make the mode there, all over for this forum, just for you guys to use. So that is pretty much it. If you guys want to use this or not, completely up to you. I mean, it looks really awesome, and I gotta be honest, for them to actually do this, it may actually be one of the best things they probably added to Overwatch. Because I've been playing Overwatch not for a long time. But one of the things that I've always loved about Overwatch is the fact that you can play and actually change so many things on here on the customs. Like make only a 1v1, Widowmaker, sniper shot, and so on. It looks awesome, and it's actually interesting. And I've always asked this to be on Paladins as well, because this is not the only game that has this, right? There's a shit ton of different games that have this. But the fact that this is here on Overwatch is awesome. But then they actually put it on even another step. Like, hey, do you want to develop the custom games? Here, have it all for you. So it's actually really awesome. Now, just a little heads up, you cannot load in things from outside of the game. All right? You have to solely move with the things you have here. And there's also a debugging system here in case you need to test out things before going into a match to see if it is actually working. So, and just before I go as well, I was just messing around here with something, so I noticed this. If you press escape, you will have this, right? This is the so-called debugger, I'm guessing, right? And here should have the entries, and you can just try it, debug it, I'm guessing. I am not entirely sure how this works, but for a person who usually uses developing tools and debugging systems, you may actually know how that works. And if you're here and you will just want to go to the workshop, you just on the same space, open workshop editor, boom, you're there. Easy. So simple. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go on PTR, test it out for yourselves. And if you don't want to go on PTR and you want to wait for it to reach live service and then you test it out there, then be my guest. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more and leave a like if you enjoyed. See you guys next time. Until then, have a wonderful time.